What is up, guys? It is Patrick with Everything El Paso. How are you guys doing today? Welcome back to a new podcast, episode 2 of our brand new podcast. Shout out to Sun City Sit Rep for having us. But today, we have a very, very special guest, a person that we've looked up and saw a bunch of content with. He's a great chef, been on TV, stuff like that. Welcome, everybody, to Chef Enrique. How are you today, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good.
Glad to be here.
Good. So how was the drive here?
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah? Okay, so tell me a little bit about who you are as a chef. Were you raised here in El Paso?
Technically, I was raised in Juarez. I was born in El Paso. We did the whole thing, the border family thing where like me and my sister were born here just to have like the citizenship.
Yeah.
And then we went back to Juarez. We were raised in Juarez. I was there till I was like 11.
Yeah.
And then once I was 11, my parents moved to El Paso, and then I've been here ever since.
So what got you into cooking? Was it your family, or was it just something that you just got into?
Mainly, I would say my dad was probably like the biggest influence. When we were living in Juarez, he was a chef at Maquila.
Okay.
So he would do like a big scale like kind of buffet style food and stuff. So I was kind of like, if I wasn't looking at my mom cook at home, like we would go to my dad's work and he'd kind of watch us there, but like we'd just be like on the corner of the kitchen and just kind of always around. I was always around it. I didn't know that's what I wanted to do back then, but once it got time for me to choose a career in high school, I just kind of gravitated towards it and jumped right into it. I was playing football at the time in high school, and I was pretty good. I mean, I was all city, made it to the All-Star game, but I mean, I have the size. I didn't get any offers for college, so I was like, okay, I gotta get serious about a career choice. And I heard about the culinary class there at Socorro, and I went in, and it was like nature. Like it was super simple for me to do like stuff there.
Yeah.
Like it felt very much like football. And then it's stuff that I already grew up with, so it was everything was pretty simple. And the chef there was like in love with me. His name is Zeno. He's actually owns 2 restaurants here in El Paso called Zeno's Greek.
Okay.
One in Montana, one in Mesa, and the one in Mesa has been open for like more than 15 years now. So
Really?
yeah, it's he's got a legacy, and he's. Once he opened the restaurant, when I graduated high school, I went to work with him, and I've been there. I was there for 7 years, and it was just I learned everything from him.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess my parents, and then like just high school, like getting to watch and work with and learn under Zeno was just kind of like what skyrocketed me to.
So you've been on television. We all know, our viewers will know you and stuff like that. What was kind of something behind the scene on Bobby Flay that kind of resonated and stayed with you since you left there?
Behind scene, I would say, I guess.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. It's there's a lot of I guess kind of stuff like this where like they put you in front of a camera and they interview you.
Yeah.
There's like a good like maybe like 4 to 5 hours where you just do that.
Is that tiring you? Is that tiring you?
Yeah, that's kind of the hardest part, honestly. Because the cooking to me that was easy. I had fun and it was cool, and just being there, like it's like, oh hell yeah, you know, like.
So how is Bobby Flay behind the camera? Is he a cool guy?
Yeah, he's super cool.
He seems like a very like mellow and chill guy, but also like if he likes you a lot, I feel like he's very extravagant with you. He's very excited with you.
Yeah, no, I mean
that.
when before they got the cameras rolling and stuff, we took because it was a Friday, and we were the last show for the week. And he was like, "Hey, do you want to take a shot? We usually take a shot."
No way.
Like with my crew and stuff. And I'm like, "Yeah." So he had
Was it tequila?
No, it was a mezcal.
Oh, I think that's my favorite thing to drink is mezcal.
Yeah.
when I tell people that, they're like, "Wait, you know about mezcal?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, I love it."
Yeah.
Okay. So then you're also on Chopped as well. Tell me a little bit how you got into that. Like, did they reach out to you? Did you reach out to them? How was that?
So with Chopped, that was kind of like one of those big time like dream come true. I mean, being on television is just huge, but. When I first found out about Chop, like maybe like more than 10 years ago, where I was just starting to like really get into cooking and stuff. I applied. They have like a website where you can just like go
Really?
in and apply. But if they like you, they'll call you right away, right?
Yeah.
And they never did. I applied like for like a whole year. So then yeah, like time passed by, whatever. I opened my restaurant in Socorro, El Charlatan. It's not closed, but when we were there, we got the nomination for James Beard, semifinalist. And I think from there it was just kind of like, I guess the recruiters for the shows like kind of like look at those lists, and then you reach out to people that are on those lists, you know, like those. So they reached out to me through social media.
Okay.
And both shows. So
Really?
yeah. So from there it was just like they told me about the Bobby Flay one, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then they told me about another show. We couldn't do that one, but then they told me about Chopped, and I was like, yeah, like I'll do it. Like,
You're like, I'll do it, yeah.
Dude. I'm like, whatever I need to do, I want to do it. So yeah.
So what show had the most pressure?
I think the Bobby Flay one, just because I didn't know what I was kind of.
Yeah.
I would watch the show, but nothing like Chopped. Like Chopped, like when I was in Chopped, I felt like
At
yeah,
home.
like I was like I seen this, I know where everything's at, you know. Like I watched this show like religiously.
Can I be honest with you? The host intimidates me. I don't know.
Ted Allen?
Yeah, like he's just his voice is. You have been chopped. Yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, all right.
He's a rock star, definitely. He's the guy, like not even like the judges or anything. Like he's the guy. Like everybody's like Ted Allen. Like
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so question. Now the food scene in El Paso is growing, and it's growing at a fast rate. Where do you see it in 5 years?
In 5 years, well, I see definitely like more different style of cuisines arriving. There's still a few that we haven't really hit, but I think it's the market's there now. Like for like I guess more experimental, if anything, types of cuisines.
Yeah, so me and Daniel, we're not. Well, I'm from Dallas, moved here about 3 years. Daniel's he lived in Austin for a couple years, but he's from here. The Dallas and Austin food scene is kind of the same. The thing is what I'm liking about El Paso is that it's growing into kind of a experimental city with cuisine. What is one dish that you wish that would be more prominent here in El Paso?
One dish or one cuisine?
Let's say one cuisine.
I think just Asian done properly. And Asian is huge, but I would say like maybe like Japanese is definitely like one that's one of the ones that's I guess a little bit overlooked, and you know, just a lot of people are doing ramen, and they're doing it like kind of like out of the bag and stuff like that, you know. So I think ramen done well, because there's like pho places here. They're like the majority of them are great. They're freaking amazing. But then the ramen places are like the opposite. It's like supposed to be, you know, like the kind of the same thing. Like like they're both soups. They're both Asian. But it's just ramen done well, as in really, you know what I mean.
Was your restaurant right across the street from 3 Mission?
Yeah.
I went there. I had the fried chicken ramen.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. That restaurant was my go-to ramen spot. Because I loved the ambience of it, like the anime, like the stickers on the table and stuff like that. And I had the chicharron with like the guacamole.
Oh yeah,
dude. And I was so upset that the restaurant closed. Yeah. Because I was telling everyone about it. They were so excited about it. And then when I looked it up online and it was just closed, I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I can't do that.
So I don't know if you saw or not, but I was really transparent with the reason it closed, and actually the magazine Texas Monthly reached out to me to do an interview on why it closed and stuff, and I was 100% transparent. Yeah. It was because of tax reasons and stuff. Like I didn't manage the financials well enough to cover the taxes. Yeah. So you get to a certain point where they tell you like, okay, you got to pay this whole amount, or we shut you down.
That's crazy.
So it's like either, you know, like close on your own, or they come in and take all your shit.
So question, would you be open up to investors to invest in a new restaurant like that with you?
Well, yeah, of course. Actually, we're working on Mija, which I'm sure we're going to talk about.
Yeah, we will.
But Mija's the one on the horizon, and, you know, the whole thing where you learn about your mistakes, you know, like this is definitely going to be different this time around. And I'm super excited about that project. It's gonna be
So tell me about it. What is that about?
So Mija Eatery is gonna be it's Mija Eatery and Community Kitchen. It's something that's gonna be pretty I guess community driven more than anything. But what's gonna be really cool about it is like our plans are for the restaurant to be I guess self sufficient in a way where we're gonna have our own farm.
That's great.
We're gonna have our own livestock.
Okay.
Like pigs, like one of the smaller ones, like no actual like cows but we're gonna have goats, we're gonna have pigs, ducks, chickens, stuff like that. And then we have a beef farm, and then well yeah the vegetable farm and stuff. So we want to be like a for sure 100% zero waste.
Okay.
To where like when we have like leftovers and stuff like that in the mornings of the restaurant, it's gonna be a sort of like a soup kitchen kind of deal.
I love that.
Where like the people come in from hopefully like around San Elizario.
Yeah.
And they can come in and eat for free, or if they want to do some labor for their food, they can help us in the farm. Or
That's great.
And then in the night, it's gonna turn more into like a fine dining establishment. We do hope to open like some Airbnb like huts in the back. Build some Airbnb huts in the back, so like if people want to come in from out of town or from like further down like west or whatever, they can stay there, and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Is there a plan or a date of when this is going to be finally open for everyone to go out and show love?
There's no actual date, but it's gonna be this year. It's gonna be this year
excited?
for sure. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so then Benny Frank's, that's where we found you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jaime, by the way. He took that video and stuff, and we made content off of that. So tell me a little about Benny Frank's and how you got started there and stuff like that.
Benny Frank. So I've known two of the owners there, Danny and Lee. I've known them for years now, from when they used to own Common Ground back in the day. A super cool kind of like craft beer bar that was pretty new to the area. And that's the thing about them. Like now that they have Benny Frank's on the Far East, and it's been open for like 7 years now.
Yeah.
They're doing things different, and it's like the only craft cocktail bar in the East Side. So they're strong believers in like providing El Paso with an experience.
Yeah.
And I think that resonates with me like heavily. So we definitely like have the same vision.
Yeah.
So before I was at Benny Frank's, I was at a restaurant called Ideas Mio, which was very promising. Unfortunately, it closed down for reasons that I won't get into. I wasn't an owner or anything like that, but I was a chef there. Anyway, it closed down. Danny hits me up and tells me, "Hey, if you want to come in here, like he's like, our kitchen's pretty much like being ran by like managers and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have a chef, so he's like, if you want to come in here and put your menu, like you're welcome to do it."
And that place is so beautiful, by the way, and the food, what I seen was amazing. But what I really like is the attention to detail of the ambience of El Paso.
Oh yeah,
I like how you incorporate your love of the 915 into that establishment and into your food as well, and the cocktails as well.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your passion behind Culinary, or have you been a chef? What's like the main thing you love about it?
the main thing I love about cooking is the definitely the satisfaction of feeding someone and then them actually liking it, or loving it or whatever. It helps you like cooking is very like tolling in your like physical health and mental health and stuff, but when you see somebody enjoy your food and then they tell you, it's just that kind of helps, kind of like this is why you do it kind of thing. You're definitely like a servant to the customers. But it's rewarding in the sense that like you're doing it because you care about people and you care about the community and stuff.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just rewarding in that sense.
Okay. So for aspiring chefs that are looking up to you and they're seeing your work and stuff like that, what do you have to say to them about becoming a chef?
It's hard, but again, it's rewarding and it's definitely like for me, for myself. It's possible. Anything's possible. Like going back to the James Beard thing, like having a James Beard chef coming out of Socorro, like that was unthinkable. And you would have told me 10 years ago like that was gonna happen, I would have never believed it.
Really?
So it can be done, and I'm not the only one. Obviously, there's been James Beard nominations with Taconeta, with El Emi. So it's definitely like if you like, and then those are two places that like there's the chefs and the owners. They just they put their head down and they work. Like they stay quiet and then they just work. So that would be my biggest kind of like advice. Just put your head down and work because it's gonna come. It might take 10 years, but it's gonna come. So
Yeah, I like that answer because there's El Paso's, like I said, it's growing with the food culture and stuff like that, and I feel like with these chefs that are up and coming, I feel like they're more observant and they're more experimental with their food.
Yes.
Like I went to Vegas 2 years ago, and like the guy that had my steak, he put in like in a glass bubble with smoke. I thought that was the coolest thing, but it may have been just for show. I have no idea what it was. But if you can describe El Paso in 3 ingredients, what would they be and why?
Wow, that's a good one. I've never been asked that. I would say the first ingredient would be like tortillas de harina,
Yeah.
like burritos.
Yep.
The second ingredient would probably be pork. It's just so predominant here. And the third ingredient, I guess it would be beer.
Okay. So El Paso has a strong sense of community. How do you incorporate that with your work as a chef?
I am heavily like community driven whenever I take on a project. It's always kind of like a forefront where it's like even at Benny Frank's, like we had 4 different pop-ups with different chefs with different businesses. The last one we did was with La Colonial Tortilleria. So it's not just like limited to like a chef, but like to people that are doing cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest I guess keys to success for any businesses to collaborate with other businesses.
Yeah.
So in that sense, just kind of like working with the community to just bring more attention to yourself, bring more attention to them, just cross pollinize, cross utilize all that.
That's what we do for Everything El Paso too. Is like we go out to businesses and we showcase their businesses. And we do it for free.
Yeah.
Because some aspects of some businesses, like you have probably seen on our social media, is like, COVID hit and it was the biggest hit for small businesses.
Oh yeah.
And some businesses close and stuff like that. So that's why we come in there. We do it completely free because they don't have that capability of having a social media presence, camera work, editing, photography, stuff like that. So we like doing that for our community. Do you have a signature dish that you think captures the essence of El Paso?
To me, it would probably be chile colorado.
Okay, so describe that. So I know Spanish, but I don't know Spanish.
Okay, so chile colorado was basically the way I grew up eating it because, if you watch the Bobby Flay show, that was my signature dish, and it's different here than it's different in Juarez or New Mexico. There's different recipes, but the one I grew up with is it's basically a stew with red chilies, and other spices. But you make a stew with red chilies. And then it has beef and potatoes.
Okay.
So it's very simple, very cheap
it's
to
like
make.
a caldo.
It's more like a stew.
Stew. Okay.
Yeah, because the sauce is like a red sauce, kind of like a enchilada sauce kind of deal.
Okay.
And then you serve with rice, beans, tortillas.
So here in El Paso, we have a couple of like name food places, and I want your thoughts about these.
Okay.
Chico's Tacos.
Once every 2 months.
Okay, no, is it because they flipped the cheese or like it became processed? like what are your thoughts on that?
Nah, I just think it's just one of those it's I guess the necessary evil,
Yeah.
You just it's not horrible, it's not like something that you're gonna be like, oh, this tastes disgusting. But it's not what you want to eat every day.
Yeah.
Either you know what goes into it and
you get chorro afterwards. So and then another one is El Cometa.
Okay, El Cometa's great. Yeah.
Like going in after you go on the east side, you're getting drunk, stuff like that. You go in there and then you eat. I usually get the El Hambre.
Oh yeah.
I love El Hambre.
Yeah.
But I also like they're called gringas.
Yeah.
But I was my ex-wife was very Hispanic, and she made these things called bombazos. Have you heard of bombazo before?
I think that kind of sounds like familiar, but
It's
can you
like
remind me?
it's a torta with chorizo and potato, but they dip it into the chorizo like juice.
Ah,
Dude, it was insane.
okay.
Is there a dish that you don't cook at restaurants but you cook at home that you is like a home favorite to you?
Um, Honestly, not exactly, but I would say like something that I just love cooking is carne asada.
Okay.
Like that's something like just turning on the grill, you
Yeah.
know, where most of the time it's just like live a fire, you know, and it's that's something that I'm always gravitate to.
Yeah. So I kind of messed up because I cut. You're supposed to cut against the grain
Yeah,
on some things,
on some steaks.
and I messed up that, and it was so tough, and
Yeah.
I felt so like crap afterwards. I was like, man. What is your go-to marinade for your carne asada? Is it a secret
Nah,
Oh,
nah, not
okay.
at all. I mean, you gotta have acid, you gotta have sugar, and you gotta have salt.
Okay.
So like soy sauce, lime juice, and some beer or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that your go-to marinade?
Yeah.
So I see people put beer in it.
Yeah.
Is that good or?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. That works. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So cooking can be a labor of love, but what's been the most memorable meal that you prepared for someone?
Um. Wow,
It's a good question.
Yeah, yeah, you got some good ones, but I would say most recently there was this one time that um I guess when I started cooking for Aaron Jones, NFL player.
Yeah.
So he had put in his social media. I didn't know him prior to that. Maybe I put in his social media like he was like looking for a chef, like on just a post, random post. This was like about 5 years ago.
Was it on Twitter or?
Instagram.
Okay.
And I commented on it. I was like, yeah, I'm here in El Paso, and I don't know how many other people commented or whatever. But so like, and the next morning he messaged me privately, and he was like, hey, so back then my social media handle was a little bit iffy, so it was like I'm the fucking ramen king.
Oh no! Oh
So
no!
he was like, hey, I heard you know how to make ramen. He's like, come make ramen at my house. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I was like, is this for real? I was like, and I'm a Packers fan, so
Oh, see, here we go, dude. You're gonna hate me. I'm a Cowboys fan. Dez
nah.
caught it though. Dez caught it.
yeah. I mean, now that I look, it changes every year. My opinion on that changes every year. But no, yeah. So when he hit me up and he was like, "Hey, well, come make ramen at my house." So I was there right away, and they really enjoyed it. And from there, I kind of like built a relationship, and I would go like pretty often to his house and make food for him and his family.
So, what was his go-to dish with you?
There was no go-to dish. It was like every time I was there, I was making something different. I made sushi. I made Italian. I made like pizzas. There was just a bunch of different things.
So tell me how was that? Was that when you first began your culinary adventure, or like whenever you first started, or was that
No,
mid-
that was more like in between, like I guess it was about like 4 or 5 years ago. So I've been cooking for like a good like 12, 13 years now.
Oh wow! So tell me about the culinary school that you went to. You said it was in Socorro, right? It was at your school.
No, so it was Socorro High School, but that was just like the culinary class that they
Okay.
had. After that, I went to El Paso Community College.
Okay.
I did the culinary program there for like about 2 years, but I didn't finish it.
Okay.
Because I started working at Zeno's, and it just you find out right away. Like if you're not going to like the CIA, it's kind of like that's a Culinary Institute of America. People don't really care like that if you went to culinary school or not. What they want to see is that you lasted at a job for a while.
Yeah.
So like if you have like 100 jobs, but like you only lasted at them for like 2 months each, like people don't want to see that. Or if you went to culinary school and then you went to like IHOP, like it's kind of like, but then you see a guy that was at a job for like 5 years, you want that kind of guy, you know?
Yeah. So I know being a chef, I think you traveled a lot for your career and stuff like that. And what we see on TV, and people think, oh, they're not like that. Chefs don't talk like that. They're not ruining stuff in the kitchen. They're not like Gordon Ramsay and stuff like that. So can you give us a little breakdown of like, is it really like that in kitchens?
In some of them, yeah, that's starting to change a lot. I'm definitely like, I have my moments, you know, like where you kind of just everything just kind of like piles up on you, and like you kind of like just blow a fuse, you know. But I try to avoid it as much as possible, and it's just it's easier to talk to people than to yell at them, you know.
Yeah.
They're working hard for you, you know, like stuff like that. It's just it's not a job that pays all that great, so you kind of want to treat people nice, and that's the approach that I take. But there's definitely still a lot of chefs and just owners that kind of like they're just assholes at the end of the day just because they can, you know.
Yeah. Can you tell me a story of whenever you first started cooking in your career and stuff? And can you give me a story about like maybe a day where it just didn't go right and you felt out of place or something like that, or like the chef was being mean to you? Do you have a story about that at all?
Oh yeah, there's like about 1,000 of them.
Well, just pick one.
Yeah, so there was this one time I was in Chicago. I was working at Next by the Alina Group. That's a super cool restaurant. It's been open for a while too, for a few years. It's Michelin star restaurant. And what they do there is that they change the menu every 3 months, like literally like from 0 to 100. Like they change the entire menu every 3 months. And one time we were there, and it just kind of like you could kind of feel it. Like you have these days in the kitchens where like everybody's just off. Like somebody dropped some shit, or you know somebody forgot something, and then the other guy like forgets the other thing, and then like it's just kind of like the team is just off, you know. So it was one of those days, and we finished service, and then the head chef at the time, Jenner Tomaska, super talented chef. He was just kind of like, "Hey guys, come outside. I need to talk to you guys."
Yeah.
Put on your jackets. I was like, "All right." And then we go outside, and then and the alleyway where he's talking to us, he's like, "You guys fucked up today." We're like, "Oh yeah, chef, like whatever." He's like, "I need you guys to clean the trash cans." So it was like
power wash them?
No, like scrub down the fucking trash cans outside, and it was like what was like, I want to say it was like 12, maybe 1 in the morning in Chicago, like in the winter, and it was just like so.
Dude, that's like what, like 20 degrees, 14 degrees?
Sometimes it gets pretty.
Oh no!
Yeah.
But my favorite place in Chicago is Portillo's. I mean,
yeah.
Dude, the
Portillo's.
chocolate cake shake was like my go-to.
I never had that one.
I felt such like
Just
a
hot dogs.
fat. Oh, dude, it was amazing though. Because when I flew into O'Hare, I had like 4 hours, so I was like, I'll just go out and have food and stuff. So we went to Portillo's, and I had the Italian beef dipped.
Oh yeah.
And then the chocolate cake shake, and then we were like, "Oh, dude, I fell in love
The
with
best Italian, the best hot beef sandwiches are at the like little bodegas though.
Yeah, I haven't been to a bodega since I was in New York, and those dude, those were insane because it's like drunk food.
Oh yeah.
All the time. Okay, so I have one more question for you, and then we'll do a little sign off. Are you into movies? You like watching movies?
Yeah.
So give me your best chef movie or show that you've.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Now, why is that?
It's just it's done very well, and it's like if you pay attention to it, like you can educate yourself on like what the kitchen is actually like, and more than anything, like the French brigade system, which is like kind of like that system where you have like your head chef, your sous chef, your cooks and stuff, and they're all working in a station. So it's very accurate. Sorry,
You're good.
It's very accurate to the point where minus a rat cooking in the kitchen, right? But it's just everything that they do, like the recipes and all that. It was done very well, and I know they like one of the culinary consultants for that was Thomas Keller, so it's like one of the biggest chefs in the world.
Really?
So it was done very well, and it's a fun movie to watch.
And I got into it because it was the salty sweet that he did with the cheese and the strawberry. So that's why I kind of got into it. So, and like in my popcorn, I like popcorn and M&Ms together because the salt and sweet.
I do Skittles, yeah.
You do Skittles? Oh, I never tried that before. Yeah. Okay, all right. I'll have to try it. But all right, guys, this has been Everything El Paso, episode 2 podcast with Chef Enrique. Sir, thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you so much. Guys, make sure to like and follow everything. And big shout out to Sun City Sit Rep for letting us use their amazing set. Love you guys so much. I will see you guys the next time. Before we go, anything you want to shout out right now? Tell everybody.
So yeah, I mean, visit us at Benny Frank's. It's a super cool bar, super cool cocktails, and amazing food. You can get ramen, you can get tacos, you can get nachos. So yeah, just visit us there and be on the lookout for Mija.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys.